Oh, hey, what's up, Micah? I'm doing well. Just came back from Scrub Club. How are you doing? Oh, nice. Any specific lists or just some random words? Yeah, this position sucked so hard. It's probably bad though. How do I? Oh yeah. So yeah, this game was kind of boring, but I do want to analyze the some of the moves. High prob sevens, nice. Yeah, okay. Starting with sevens is good. Eights are harder. It's good to get warmed up though. So I have the wrong word list. Oops. I have the wrong word list on Quackle. I learned today. Or yeah, it's so weird. I have to go and find out who gave me the wrong word list. Um, because I then gave it to other people. What? Oh yeah. Yeah, my play finding is so off. Even games I've already played. Yeah, this game was kind of stupid. Oh, damn. Missed that. It's probably better. Can't imagine it isn't. Yeah, this position was gross. Oops. Hmm. Yeah, that's also probably better. All right. Looks like two mistakes already. Oh, show. block that lane. Oh no. I'm gonna have Frozen in my head now again. Oh man. See, my problem is like whenever a word is played that is like an important word in a song, I just get it stuck in my head. I get that song stuck in my head. Oh, hey, what's up, John? When are we? I might not get to our game tonight. What were we, round 10? Oh, we weren't even, oh, we were round 12. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to our game tonight, but sure, you can give me your racks now if you'd like. I'll just write them down. This is my round 12 opponent on YouTube. Welcome. Hey, Sim Cows. It depends. These days I haven't been doing much touristing because I've been just like on a very tight budget, no matter where I've been going. But if I visit any like new cities, I basically have to take the public transit there. That's like my one rule. Okay, I want to look at this game at Quackle. Ooh. Oh, there it is. That was funny. Yeah, I'm ready whenever you have them, John. Yeah, let's look at this opening rack. I knew that fine was likely to be a superior leave. Yeah, that's about what I tend to do some cows when I go to like New York. Okay. Oh my God, those are terrible. Yeah, I totally let you back in the game. Yeah, obviously the next three I know. I hope it doesn't want you to stop spamming because you're not spamming, but it might think you are. Knew you had an O with guide. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I'll probably get to that game like on Friday or something. Whatever, next time I stream. Okay, I should have been simming this. Yeah, so the reason I didn't want to play fine. Hold on. Where the hell is Painter? I didn't want to play fine, and I'm gonna try and telestrate. why I didn't want to play it. This thing will load. Oh my god. There it is. Okay, does this work? Yay. So, I was actually talking about this concept earlier today at club. So, man, why has this thing stopped working? It's so annoying. Like, it says pen, but it's not pen. That's an R. That's a D. Anyways, Fine will take 3 hooks, and Pheno does not take 3 hooks. Only takes 1, the S hook. And if I were to play Fine up here, I'm playing off center. And I'm just giving too much counterplay usually. Even if you're putting like an F here or like a bad tile, it's still not worth just giving back a double word score because you're saving so many racks, so many clunky racks by just allowing a double word score to exist. So a lot of people like to sort of play off center so that they don't give the hooks back. But for your opponent to take advantage of the hooks, they need to have the hooks and play to the double word score. Whereas if you're putting a letter already in the double word score, only one of those things needs to happen. So the concept or the theory is that it's usually not worth playing off center unless you'd be setting up a lot of hooks. All that being said, Quackle is saying I should put an I in the middle of a double-double lane, which is pretty odd. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that. 8E. It says the opponent scores the least on average. I guess, okay, the reasoning here to play this one, and I would play it here, is that overlaps are a lot harder. They're a lot more difficult for the opponent. So I'm actually lowering their average score. But this is an exception rather than the rule. Normally you don't want to float a tile in the double-double lane like this. But it's all a math equation. What's up, Binac? So yeah. Seems like a 2-point mistake. I would kind of trust this result. Limiting overlaps. Jesus. I wonder what Macondo thinks. Then this play was so annoying. I could play Nene, keep EFH, which is just pretty heavy. It's a pretty heavy leave. But I probably should have done that. I ended up playing this and I ended up regretting it because again, it's just like I'm giving back like really nice overlaps. And EEHN is just not a good leave. I mean, I don't have a good leave to keep in this position, but EEHN versus just like not allowing high scoring overlaps and as many like possibilities. Like by playing 4 tiles, the overlaps are a bit more difficult because you have to overlap 4 words to maximize your score. Whereas after Fen, you only have to make 3 words and then you can keep going. So yeah, my first instinct was to play this, and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is better to limit overlaps. But then it's like this is making a board really S heavy, basically increasing the value of an S substantially. Because I mean now, sure, something can hook bin, but then there's the L hook on bow or bow, then there's the S hook and the S hook here. I wasn't a huge fan of that. And hooks in general, like creating hooks you don't have at the beginning of the game is something you maybe want to avoid. Yeah, it's when I made this play and like hit the clock, it's like I really can't imagine this is the right idea. Hey, what's up, Fubi? Welcome back. How have you been these past 4 hours? 5, 6 hours? Man, so thirsty. Biked home, took a shower. Hope I don't get hungry though. Okay, Amen is clear. Awk. I can't play bulk with 4 S's unseen. Cranberry Jello. Yeah, it does sound sour. Sounds good. Oh, I need to get rid of this. Oops. Yeah, this is another awkward rack. I considered playing lock, awk. I did not consider leak. I don't usually consider keeping a U with another vowel and a consonant. That's just sort of like not a thing that I do. I do consider keeping a U with 2 vowels, but not 1 vowel. Because this at least is going to bingo substantially more than leak. So Quackle says that after lock, I bingo 23% of the time. And after leak, I bingo 18% of the time. So if I'm going to keep a U, I'm trying to go for like a bingo heavy situation, usually. Wow, the harmony between these plays just keep flip-flopping. Okay. Played Rev, tallies, seems fine. Some plays I trust my own analysis. Others I don't. So here Zoocyte looks better. Didn't see it. It's so hard to play. Anyone know the name of the song? Yeah, so the 2 plays here are just tough to cover the triple and trivia to block bingos and get rid of all sorts of terrible tiles that I don't want. IIRV is an absolutely horrendous leave, but 9 points is a lot to give up, and the defense to go with it. apparently, by playing Tup, I reduced my opponent's average score by around 6 points over trivia, and increased my opponent's bingo percentage twofold, which means that my opponent's not bingoing all that often, and I should probably not be super worried about that. I should just take the points. Because usually if you're like having what the fuck? Halving? How does one speak English? Halving is not a word. So how does one say halving? Having? Bisecting? No, but that's a word that is said. Like halving, having, my opponent's score. That's just terrible. What is wrong with the English language, Slug Biker? Can you fix it? Or maybe there's something wrong with me. Usually when you half your opponent's bingo percentage, should I say halve, bisect? You 50% it. That will reduce your opponent's average score. But in this case, because my opponent is so unlikely to bingo, it's just better to block the triple. So I made a hero play apparently, because yeah, like I say in this comment, John said, "I wish you hadn't played that," which potentially means that I blocked a bingo, or maybe he was just saying that. But yeah, Tup seems like a better play on average. Vituper. It's an amalgam. It's an amalgam. Just roll with it. Vituperative. What is that? Is that a word? And I think worst is a better play. Man, it has all this. Who sold me a counterfeit NWL 23 lexicon? I need to figure this out. Like, someone sold me a counterfeit word list for free. And I've been, like, spreading it out. I mean, I should be happy. No, I didn't pay. But I should be happy that this is happening. But I feel bad for the people I sent the list to. But I should be happy because it's just like people are going to be using the wrong words and getting confused anyway, so they might as well switch to Colin. Or a words. Well, it would be in my lexicon too. It has all the slurs in it. Well, at least all the ones that I've seen. I'm not gonna like find out if it has every single slur. but like even the ones that they left in or that they took out, it has. Like um like this one is valid, right? Yeah. The hell. Yeah, I'm sure because all the weird NWL words are also in there. Ruses. Yeah, I checked this earlier on stream by now. And the list was marked NWL 23 to begin with anyway, so it's just funny. It just goes to show like nobody can keep shit straight. Like it's completely absurd. How do we expect to have like a reasonable player base when this shit just keeps happening? Um, I think I should play a group. Oh, more of that. Pro gun. Oh no, I can't play it. See, I'm just. Actually, no. No, they didn't put walk back in. Right. Yeah. Goop? No. I disagree. Um, and yeah, here it's a question of like blocking as many bingos as possible. Or sorry, the only bingo I saw available was uncreate. Um, so I don't think this wins 100%. So I wanted to play groupage. Um, but there is one problem. Um, and it still seemed likely I would win after that problem. But if I play groupage, and he has zoner, I have. Oops. I'm going to draw 3 out of these 8 tiles. And let's say I draw this. Or what did I? Oh, I kind of. Okay. Oh. I didn't see this play. Oh, that changes everything. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I imagine then that, huh. Yeah, I imagine that I'm then just winning flat out. Whoops. Yeah. I mean, let's say I don't draw the E. I think that's fine because he doesn't have any outplays. Wow, okay. So, yeah, he's just not wow, I didn't calculate all the way through. That's really instructive. Um oh, Palia. Right. Palia. Okay, let's look at that. So I need the T. and the other wait, cyst, yeah. Just cyst. Damn. What's up, Jacoby? I should have. I was so close to playing it anyway. Alright. So I think that that might just win 100% then. I tried to iterate and I just didn't see that I was drawing to yeses. I saw like easy wasn't gonna do it. Um, hmm. And that's like the only threat. Yeah. Okay, so groupage is 100% win. Winning by 1 point. That's pretty incredible. Um, yeah, from back here, the threat is uncreate. I mean, there might be another bingo. No, okay. So I lose to uncreate if I play something else that doesn't block it. So basically that means I have to block if I'm trying to win 100% of the games from this position. And that's how I assessed it. I need to block uncreate and probably need to not allow zoner, which was wrong. That was a wrong assessment, incorrect assessment. Yeah. And yeah, nothing else is ever gonna be as good as like zoner. I just score too much no matter what. There are too many spots for me to score. Okay. So that's why I ended up playing Gassy, which I was not a fan of, but I might have also overlooked like some other threat. Like there could be some endgame here that John is able to eke out. I doubt it though. Pyran. What if he gets Pyran and what if he has this rack? Whew. Okay. I'm still winning by like 7, right? Wow, this is even better? What? Because I can't really block Azan? Why is this better? Oh. Um, I don't really get it. Okay, so if he plays this, I just play like cost, yeah. Win by 8. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like he can win. Caplet? Yeah, Caplet's a thing, I guess. I mean, he doesn't seem like what would he do after like what would he have with Caplet? That would be dangerous. This? Um I mean that can't be good enough. Oops. God, that's so annoying. Oh my god. Okay. That actually gets close. Oh, what? How does that win? How does that win? Okay, it doesn't. Never mind. Quackle's just stupid. Okay. Yeah, Carl and Zoa. that's not good enough because that's literally basically what happened. Um, um, yeah, and I have, I have the P, just block. But if you do Carl first, um, oops, yeah, okay, that is satisfying. I think this also ends 100%. Yeah, I did. Um, so yeah, I think this wins 100%, but groupage is just better. Um, there might be some setup. I don't think so. Actually, there might be a setup. Like, huh. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. How am I winning in this position? Um, uh-oh. Can someone tell me how I'm supposed to win? Zeta is 84. So I need to make up 47, 48 points in 2 turns. Yeah, that does not seem possible. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why is this... What? Why is this the best play? Oh, because of fans. I keep missing that spot. All right. So now let's look at groupage. Does groupage lose to the same thing? Um, let's say I have. I don't think that groupage is going to lose to the same thing, but we have to look at a bunch of different things. Um, but I think I have enough. Oh, holy shit! That's that's the only win. Um, um, and like I have. Oh, I don't have to have the E. Oh yeah, Cressy. That's the second time that's just come up today. I've never seen that fucking word in my life. Um, yeah, what else is a problem? I guess let's see if I have an E instead of the C. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. Well, that's how complicated Scrabble is, everybody. And here I chickened out of oyeses. I thought oyeses was a word, but not oyeses. And it's the other way around. Um, and yeah, I did think it was a -8. I told him as much. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, thank you, Chalcedonics. So oyeses with 2 S's, 3 S's. Oyeses, but not oyeses with 2 S's. English and Scrabble are hard. Okay, that was game 8. Let's go to game 9. Now, this isn't the game that you guys might already know about. You follow me on Insta or Facebook. But let's go to this one. And unfortunately, we get a QI opening. You know, it's fun to go a whole tournament without a QI opening, but it's also pretty rare. And I said, when you play this, I said, well, it's going to be one of these games, isn't it? Yes, IECs, yeah. So here I played Vin. I think that's what I should have done. And then Wallace played Buck. So it's fun to see that play on the board. And yeah, here I could play Yield. I didn't really put enough thought into playing this, but I ended up playing Ideal. I was wondering if like EY was that much better than IY that I should play Iliad. And it might be, but I took the points. I also thought of Isily and couldn't remember if Dicely was a word. But I ended up considering it to not be a word, which I'm glad I did. And yeah, played Ideal. So I'll take a look at that after. Also, this is easier to underlap too, so yeah, Iliad might be better. How's it going, Jellimukas? Also, watch your mouth, Jellimukas. And here I just played Yo. I mean, I'm not a fan of making plays like this in general. Like opening a big spot. Um, but Yo doesn't have that many hooks. Takes a D hook, an M hook, an N hook, W hook. It's not that many. So I like setting up ING there. Oh, maybe if like a top player plays. I mean, I'm not really. I think it's not. It's not something I should put like really any amount of questioning into when I'm playing Wallace. But I mean, maybe if I'm playing like you or Chalcedonics, I'll think about that it probably means S is pretty unlikely. Um, yeah, but I mean, when you infer no S, like he's still drawing four tiles, he's still drawing an S when he doesn't have it like 20% of the time or more. Like I feel like it's you're putting too much eggs in one basket or something like that. You could also even just have a blank. Like it took him a while to play it, so I did think about why it might have taken him a while to play. And I couldn't really figure out what it meant, so I just decided not to think about it. So yeah, if he does have like a hook or blocks this, at least I have the L to play through. Linger is a pretty strong combination. If I could draw a vowel, I should probably be able to bingo through the L a decent amount. Well, I played Wad, and I drew pretty damn well. Able to score 95 points now with praying. He played Grad. And I bingoed again. So this game was going pretty well. And this was actually interesting, like between Redolent and Rondelay. And I decided to play Rondelay because I figured that setting up the R and the E is close to as dangerous as setting up the R, the O, and the N in terms of bingos. And it might even be more dangerous. It might even allow more bingos. And also, by playing Redolent, if a play comes down on the N column, there's a little bit more of a possibility of like some 8-letter word here. Whereas if I play a little bit higher up, it's really not that's not possible really if you overlap. I guess there could be an 8-letter word here, but that's okay. So that's why I played Rondelay. But it was interesting to think about this. Because usually like you just don't want to float as many tiles. And that's just like the general rule. But this seems like the other concept is that if I play Redolent, a play on the end column is usually good. And this, I guess, induces more plays on the end column because it's more lucrative, whereas it's harder to overlap here and usually will score less because of the consonants. Yeah, it was interesting. But it was even more interesting after he played Solidus. Yeah, he didn't remember Solster. We talked about this after the game. Solster was probably a better play, but he didn't remember it. He thought it might be a new word, but he took a long time here and he thought he was missing something. And then I just drew like incredibly well, except I drew 8 good tiles rather than 7. And I always like overdraw once per tournament. Yeah, and two setups are a thing to consider as well. That's true. But yeah, there's a lot to think about in the placement of Rondella versus Redolent. And it's always interesting to like weigh actual like things like bingo lanes versus theoretical setups, which aren't just like they don't just appear out of the blue. They take work and they take specific racks to set up, I guess. Um, but when you're up by a lot, you're thinking about like bad case scenarios, and even if it's kind of hard to have a rack where you can make a really good setup play at N2, um, and it not get punished and not get blocked, it's still something that's very important to deal with at the top level. So yeah, thanks for mentioning that strategy. So I overdrew and he turned over CZH. And he put back the H because he did not want me to have the C and the H together. And I thought that was really interesting. And it's obviously based on the position. Like sometimes that would be a huge mistake if there are like really good Z spots on this board. And my instinct was that he should take away the Z because it's just such a strong scoring tile. But taking away the CH, something I didn't really consider that he would do. And I thought it was a very interesting decision. I don't know if it's correct. I still probably would have taken away the Z, but I'm not sure. But I shouldn't have overdrawn to begin with. And in this position, something take away the C. Oh, because he. So yeah, you could take away the C because the C can be used to block the board. This is really, really funny. Yeah, you could take away either of the three, actually. That's really cool for very different reasons. Yeah, so in this position, I played Gazebo, trying to block the S. I could also play to this O, but I think it was better to block the S. But I put a lot of thought and wasted a lot of time trying to remember if this was a word. And when I say remember, it's not as if I've studied 10-letter words. But this is a very notable street name. It is the street name that the New Orleans hotel that we play at every year is on. And I remember at least once checking if it was a word, because often like street names are just like words that you've never heard of. And I couldn't remember if it was a word or not, and I was leaning towards it not being a word, but I wasn't sure enough that I could like not think about this because this is such a good play to set up the Z. I mean, it's not great. I need to draw an N to get Zen, or an A for Za or whatever. Like I need specific letters to cache the setup. But it was really funny. I was just like wondering for at least a good minute or two if my recollection would remind me if this was a word or not. But I ended up deciding that it wasn't. And I ended up playing Gazebo. Biza and Buys were available. I would have played Buys because keeping the A with the G is better than keeping the E with the G, and there are tons of E's left. Except Biza sets up. Oh no, Buys sets up like egg potentially. Kind of, not really. But yeah, Cajon de Lait, not a word, but it is a street in New Orleans. So I played Gazebo. And he played major. And so I'm ahead like only 43 here. But it's a pretty good draw that I got. I drew the blank, 2 E's, an F and an R. And I was like, okay, great, I'm gonna bingo. And I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and I just couldn't find a bingo. It's like, surely, like, I would have something that's R, fiercer, plus a blank, or something else. But my backup plan was pretty good, and that was freeze for 44, and indeed there was no bingo here. I could also play Fez, which is, I guess, a safer option. But 14 points, and I guess he could triple. And because I have like a bingo lead with a blank, it's basically like having a 100-point lead. And when you're up 100 points, you don't necessarily want to open triples. But I don't even think this bingo's all that much. So I think this is fine. Bays. How's it going, IP Disciple? Anyways, he played Fawn and whoops. I drew this rack, so now I do bingo with Countian. I wanted to play Countian, but then I decided to play Curation to try and set up overlaps, which would block the R. Very small difference. And also, I thought maybe he was likelier to challenge Curation because it's a more new word than Countian is, I think. Didn't used to be valid. You don't like freeze?
These bits are filled with derision for playing freeze.
Okay. I'll see what Quackle thinks. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it just is not it's not right to play Fez there. So he played Retainer. I don't know if you saw Inertia or not. I'm too young. Yeah, Curation was added 2014. Note to self, do more things strategy doesn't like. So he could give you money? Is that why Chalcedonic? Yeah, I know what Jalamoka is. So I drew this rack, and it looked like I had a bingo here, but I couldn't find one. But I did find this play, which is really nice. And it's even nicer because there are no hooks left for TE in the pool. There's no A, there's no U. So this is relatively safe. He played Ho for 22. And then something funny happened. This lack of bits is filled with derision for explaining the joke. Nice. So, do you guys think hellos is a word? Put a 1 in chat if you think this is valid. Ones in chat. Leviathan says no. Chalcedonic says yes. Fubi says yes. React says yes. Mr. Someone says 2. IP Disciple has no idea. Hellos. Rebecca says 1. I wasn't sure. I was happy there was no spot for it. Let's see. I imagine it's a word. Yeah. Look at all those variants. Hellos, hello, to shout out a greeting. Also, hallo, halloa, halloo, hillo, hilloa, holla, hollow, helloa, halloo, hello. Very nice. So I got greedy here, and I decided to play Obi to block some X plays and to fish for Shellier. Maybe he would miss it. Um, but yeah, this is not the sort of play you make. And then Wallace very quickly and confidently played six toe for 0 points. Thinking of six mo and sexto. And then I was trying to figure out what's the best thing to do in this endgame. And I settled on playing a Lun goes for Hostler and Shoveler. Oh, okay. It also allows locks. But that's it's 33 and Ox is 30. I don't think that's a big deal. It just felt like with HO he didn't have both eyes, right? Like I can't really infer that much from HO, just like figure that the eyes were in the bag more often than not. No, but it's a good idea. So the only thing I came up with here is Hin. That's all I could come up with, like trying to play Seller, but I was like, well, what if he plays like Visor? Then I'm like, well, yeah, still has the X to deal with, and I should be able to go out in two and whatever. So I play this and oh, Sell, of course. Okay, so this is a good play. Duh, totally forgot about Sell. Great, I made a great play. And then he played Visitor. And if I go out with Sell, that's 18, and I get 16 from him. And so, yeah, it should have been a mistake that I didn't go out with Sell, but it wasn't because he actually did something a little bit careless in his decision to play Visitor. And I totally understand why he did this. Um, Normally, on a board such as this one, where like at least three of the four quadrants are like in use, that have lots of letters in them, like you would imagine there's enough open space, enough open vowels that an X is just gonna play somewhere. But unfortunately for Wally, he didn't have a spot for the X and only created two that are right next to each other, um, XI and XI. And so as a result, I was able to just go out very slowly and stick him with the X. So I played L to start things off, and he has no play. So he had to pass. And then I played majors. He passed. Then I played Ed. And then he passed. And luckily I had two spots for my L. I didn't see Ulu, actually. That would have been nicer. I played Lat. But yeah, BE is better. Wow, how did I miss that? So that's 1 point down the drain. Oops. Oh, the Twitch ads right now? Why isn't it telling me when there are ads? Why? Also, why do I have unban requests? Who's wanting to get unbanned? Huh. Sorry, I got distracted. How do I get out of here? I've lost you guys. Refresh chat. Okay. Um, okay. So that was round 9. And I want to look at a couple things. Let's do that. So Vin looks good. Let's look and see. And you can fish ER for same things. That's really cool. Well, I guess that gives him sixer, which he wouldn't want to play. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Oh my god. Can you, like, QI is the worst thing to happen to Scrabble. For 12? What? No. It's for 28. Why does it like QI? What am I drawing into? Olivine? What, like, what do I hit? Olivine Villian doesn't, like... Invirile? No. Oh, yeah. Wow. Invirile. How is it much better defense? Opponent next turn scores 25, and after Vin scores 27. That's 2 points. That's like... Wait, Finac, how could you... Wait, how did you mess that up? Those words require, like, me having a blank. Having 2 blanks. How, how did you... How did you mess that up? Um... Yeah. There are things I can get if things are opened up. You misinputted. Why aren't you trying to find them yourself, man? You need to stop giving yourself a crutch. Prepare for Albany. It's 9 points to give up for slowing opponent down by like 2 points. I just don't really. But it's saying we only bingo 12% after Vin, which I guess that's the part that I didn't really get, is that we're just bingoing so rarely with EIIL. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't catch me dead playing this fucking QI opening in a tournament game unless it was like absolutely, unless I had an absolutely golden leave. So and this just doesn't happen in Collins. Like, fuck this shit, man. This is so stupid. This is really stupid. Do you agree, strategy, that this is stupid? I mean, even if it's the best play, I really like morally disagree with it. It's a morally reprehensible concept. But yeah, that's what I'm saying, because this never happened in Collins because of QIN. But this is QI. I understand you like technical positions, but this is QI and QI. There is nothing more bland, tasteless, and godless than this opening. it's, it's just so. They just got rid of the Q. Yeah. But someone was telling me how an English player was telling me how in French Scrabble they probably just shouldn't have a W or a K because the only words with those letters are loan words. And there's just so few of them. They should just remove the W and the K from the French dictionary, or from the French game, which actually makes sense to me. But anyways, um, okay, well, fuck. This is not a. I really can someone. Does someone have the actual NWL list? NWL 23? I'm starting to get annoyed. Like, I don't know how this happened. Where I have this list that's basically NWL 20. No, it's NWL 18 plus all the NWL 23 words. They didn't take out any slurs or put any back in. It's like, I don't know who sent this to me. I really need to investigate this tragedy. Yeah, so Iliad is probably just better. I understand. Our strategy, aren't you just finding a scapegoat though to say that you don't want to play? Like, I agree with you in theory that the lexicon is a deterrent, but like, if I feel like you're just like, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you, and I'm open to like, I'm all ears on what you think like should be done about it. Because I expressed what I think should be done, and I'm also gonna do so in a video that I've been putting off for ages. Um, I guess I draw iodate. No, KO. Yeah. All right, they're all really close. I think I just do this. Oh yeah, my question is, does this give more back in terms of bingos? Opponent next turn. Redolent. Bingos 15%. Oh, it looks really close. 50% copium. What's 50% copium, Binac? Do you have any idea how strategy feels? You have any clue? Any concept? What you think just because you both have Japanese last names, you understand him? So, but Rebecca, um, I'm confused. Oh, never mind. I'm not confused anymore. So, Rebecca, I'm streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. You're on YouTube. Most people watching this stream are on Twitch. So that's where those chats are coming from. Um, that's where I'm at. That's where I might stop streaming on YouTube, to be honest, because I feel like it's sort of acting as a crutch for me not to upload as many videos as I want to. Like, oh, at least people know that I'm active, like streaming. But um, yeah, it might force me to like work a bit more on producing content if I no longer have the ability, or yeah, if I'm no longer paying for the multi stream service. Cool. First question was what time zone am I in? I'm in Eastern time. It's 1:12 a.m. in Montreal right now. Um, so that's bad. There. Okay, I should get out of here. So let's see what it thinks about my freeze play. By the way, what should be done about it is that all the top players should just band together and make a pact just to play with one lexicon. Yes. Obviously, but that's just not gonna happen. Like, if I can't convince fucking Jackson, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Um, yeah, sorry, bro. Quackle is the authority I trust, Kenji. And it's telling me my play is better. Saying the plays are close, yeah. Yes, of course it is Binac, and that's kind of like what adulting is making decisions that are against your self-interest for the greater good. Um, you might be familiar with that concept. Yeah, I consider just doing this. So this is probably the best endgame. Ah, I should score one more point. That's actually the first thing I considered playing for 13. I was like, no, I'm getting 5 more points for Seller. Yeah. Yeah. Have I solved most of my endgames? I don't think so. Really trying to be like Nigel. It's not working. Okay, should we do one more? I'm not saying I'm personally opposed to it. Well, no, you are saying you're personally opposed to it, but you're not necessarily opposed to it like in general. Yeah, it feels like it could happen, but that more likely than not, it's just a hill that so many players are just gonna die on and like stop playing entirely. Oh. All right, one more. All right. So, for those unaware, in this tournament, I was snaking, which um, means that I was playing the lowest rated player in my group, and the second lowest player, then the third lowest player until 11 rounds. And so Lori was the second highest rated player in my group. And as a result, We played in round 10. And I misspoke, I think yesterday, was it, when I was explaining how the pairings worked, because they're really complicated. Basically, 24 players separated into two groups of 12. And for the first 11 rounds, it's a round robin for those groups. That was correct. Because you play 11 games if you're 12 people, because you're the 12th person. And then the next day, so it was 11 games in one day, which I explained was very unusual for a North American tournament. Usually it's like 7 or 8 games per day. And then the next day, the first 4 games were you playing people from the other group based on how well you were doing and how well they were doing. So the players that are at the top of their group were playing other players at the top of the other group. And so there are no repeats still. And then the last 3 rounds, there were potentially repeats and almost certainly repeats, wherein you were playing player in first place playing 4th place, then the player in first place playing 3rd place, and the player in first place playing 2nd place. Yeah, I got an email from the organizer, Mike Barron, re-explaining the pairings to me, because he had tuned into the show yesterday. I mean, that already happens, Binac. Like, that's already been happening, I find. Okay, so here I'm playing Lori, who's one of the best female players of all time. She's finished 3rd at a nationals. Have you guys finished 3rd at a nationals? Maybe a couple of you have. And I decided to play open. Decided to try an open board against Lori, which probably not a great idea, but I had no fear. And what I mean is I could have played Coley here. It tends to lead to a more closed board because it's a little bit more constricted in the center to begin with. Thanks for informing me of these things, Binac and Jellimukas. You guys are so informative. So Camelids, Camisole. Oh, I just didn't see Camisole. That's just the better play. Oops. I don't want to float an S in the O column, but I did. AEILS instead of AEILOS. Damn it. All right, so that's a mistake. But I'm doing really well here. I draw a bunch of consonants. And I thought about just dropping the Q now, but I decided to play birth because I have QI, I have potential to play cot, and all 4 U's are still out. And so I could draw a better Q play than what I already had. I could also play cot and like maybe I'd draw into a decent amount of bingos, but I considered that as well. Lori played web. And I played Fakir. And this is an interesting position, because I could play Flirt for 35, keeping both the Q and the X, which engines tend to like these sorts of plays a lot more than humans. Like human players don't like keeping two tiles like this because it's just going to take such a long time for you to like sort through them and give yourself like chances at getting bingos. I think I considered this, but it's a bit too dangerous to open that double-double. And I could play Falks here, which is a better version, but then I'm eliminating my QI spot. So I ended up playing Fakir for 18 because I noticed that if I draw an E and an A, I get Exalt, and if I draw an E and an O, I get Extol. And there's some other draws I can get as well that really make the X valuable. And I'm sort of blocking the I and the A, and I'm partially blocking the S. But you like Falks. Yeah, I mean, this does set up QI, but like Lori is close to a bingo. And so I think that maybe in a vacuum this is fine when you're not up 77. But yeah, I think I like my decision. She plays Eloin. And I exchanged 5 here. Yeah, I exchanged 5, keeping L blank. And the reason I kept L blank is because it was the last L. And wow, there are lots of vowels. Wait, why did I keep only one consonant? I should have kept 2 consonants. Okay, this is a bad play. I should have kept 2 consonants here. I don't know what I was thinking. She played in. I drew some unbalanced stuff because I didn't keep 2 bingo consonants. Played vlog. Yeah, LP blank seems fine to me. Or LT blank. She played telex. It's starting to get a little dicey. I'm only up 43. I've had this blank for a while. I haven't gotten a bingo with it. She just opened a double-double. There's this like big lane open to this S that I'm like never really blocking. She just opened this like very dangerous scoring spot. I mean, not super dangerous, but yeah, it just didn't seem like if I kept drawing like bad stuff with all these unseen U's, for example, that I might just like run into trouble. I played Diva, and luckily for me, I blocked Kanaf for like over 50. And she played it for 33. And then I just drew into a bingo finally. And it's the only bingo, Brookies. Okay. And the game is pretty over now. She plays Emit. And okay, I said it's over, but like this rack, it's kind of not over. She can still bingo twice. She could get a big bingo to the S. I ended up playing Tondo. I considered playing Todd, But I was a little bit worried, even though the bag was vowel heavy, I was worried about not drawing vowels. And I was also worried about leaving this E wide open. So I decided to play Tondo, which does set up coda and soda for probably the rest of the game. So that's a pretty big issue, but if she hits that, that's fine. Like I'm only worried about her bingoing twice at this point. So I decided to keep RST. I don't know. Might be wrong. She played do. Wait, I knew the definition, of course, but what the fuck is a Todd? But then if you knew what the definition was, why are you asking what it is? And here I made a really dumb play. I drew the C. And I'm like, okay, great, I have coda stuff. And then I promptly just play it off and set up an S, even though there's another S unseen. And I set up an H, which I completely overlooked. And the main issue here was that I couldn't remember if Pert took an S or not, which it doesn't. And if I know it doesn't take an S, this is just a great play because it doesn't set up a huge spot and keeps the C for coda. But I just like threw caution to the wind here. I'm still probably fine, but I think this is a pretty substantial mistake overlooking the H. I was okay with setting up the S because if she doesn't hit something huge here immediately, then I'm just going to use the spot and continue to like score my way to victory. And if she does have a big S play, then I have to reconsider whether I'm going to win the game. But with the terrible unseen letters, I figured I would have good chances anyway, or like very good chances. Ephedrine. Oh, that'd be cool. Lori played EW. And I thought she set up like repastured, which isn't even a word. There is a word in repastured. And it's departures. And departure anagrams to apertured, I think. Anyway, so here I could play terps, which is a fun little 5-letter word. It's short for turpentine. Does not lose the S. I decided to play prows, keep RT because of how many unseen vowels there were. 9 to 9. Which is normally not what you want to do when you have like a lead like this. You normally want to keep a vowel and a consonant just so that you can like weather most storms. If you like open something up that requires vowels, then you can block it. Open something up that requires consonants, you can block it. But I didn't think that applied here, but it might. Then she played dreg. And I needed a U for azoturia. But I had a really nice play of Zoa, just leaving one in the bag. She could have something like Gonites. But now I'm just winning because she can't bingo twice, and I'm going up by over 100 points. The draw of the Z was very clutch. Because, yeah, the biggest threats were her having a huge Z play to this S. And here I played Tiaras to block unites and unties and not give her another outplay. She played Mayan and I played As. That was it. So I don't think I played this game particularly well. I think Camellia's was a mistake. But I do want to look at, I think Perk was a clear mistake. I do want to look at the analysis for a bit. I want to look at that Fakir play. Let's take a look. And then I'll probably end the stream. Oh, you just don't believe the words are real. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, camisole, camisole. Oops, shit. Didn't mean to commit that. I only saw camelas and camellias. Okay. So, I could drop the Q, could play Birth, could play Cot and Trident Bingo. Birth looks better than everything. Good. But yeah, sometimes these Q positions are hard to evaluate. It's important to continue to test yourself and analyze. All right, so far, not so much love for my play, and a decent amount of love for Jalamoka's and Strategies play. Do, do, do. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking much, everyone. Yeah, protect the S. I mean, sure, that makes sense. This S now is just not getting blocked, which is a problem. Okay. Yeah, you're right. They do. Yeah, I should have thought more about that for sure. Yeah, I think I misevaluated this for sure. I think I was right to like want to block immediately, and maybe I did block something immediately, but that value erodes over time given the fact that that S is just going to be there. Thank you for following RJS1717, who I might know in person. Look, PL blank. Go, 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 go. Oh, because Rebecca's switching from YouTube. Got you. All right. Well, I guess I'm smarter than I thought. I really think there's anything to talk about here, and then there's Tondo versus Todd. But years ago, yeah, probably. Where at? You're in you're in like the UK. Ouch. Why does this sim so poorly? It's kind of crazy. I don't really get it. Maybe it's just because it doesn't score anything. Or in Istanbul. Nice. All right, and then this was just dumb as fuck. Ooh, cool. Caraway. I thought about away extensions, but didn't see that one. Um, yeah. Pretty dumb, pretty dumb, pretty dumb. So let's look at terps and prows. So it's probably clear, and let's see if I solve the end game. Woo! That's one for the good guys. Let's go. Wow. That's 1 point. That's pretty crazy. This is a very deep play. So what happens after this? She can't play. She can. Yeah, she still plays Mien. Oh, then I just play Stare. Never mind. It's not deep at all. Almost setting up stairway. Wait, how is this? Oh, a stir. That's why. A stir. That's why. For 14. It's just math. Okay. That's 11 rounds. I guess I could do one more. You guys want to do one more? I can do one more if you guys really want me to. Or I'll just go to bed. Seems like pretty drab vibes tonight on my second stream of the day. What is that? What is that song? Or is it? I learned that one at some point, Chalcedonic. It's the wrong key, obviously. I think. Oh, Rachmaninoff wrote variations on which are awesome. Oh, cool. Love to hear one of those at some point. Oops. Okay, one more. 2 people wanted it. That's fine. That's good enough for me. And I want to get done with these games ASAP. All right. And it makes sense to end on game 11 because that was a break point in the tournament. This was the last game of the day. And this was the toughest player of the day, Kevin Fraley. And he opened with guitar. Yeah, okay, so I don't know what was going on. Strategy. He seemed so off. Kevin seemed so off this tournament. I don't know why. Maybe it was the elevation? We were at like 6,000 feet or something. But I was watching him play. Yeah, but so what? In between, he's been playing really good Scrabble, like on Mondaily and stuff. Like he's been doing really well. But he just seemed super off. Like I was watching him play the bottom seed, and he was making such bizarre, like I don't give a shit plays. He was playing super aggressively, playing like no level of like trying to play any amount of scoring defense, even for him. Like, and then he just like I think he just ended up losing that game because he was just like not scoring points and just fishing. It was just really weird. Anyways, and it's because I have so much respect for his game that I'm saying this. Like it was just so weird. Um, so yeah, here this is a really annoying position, reminiscent of the fun. All of his plays are fishes. Um, Twitch clip, which strategy is famous for, where I was playing a session against Jackson during the pandemic, and I was just in a position where like all my plays sucked, and they were all like fishes, and there was nowhere to play a bingo. And just the way the strategy was describing the position was really funny. Because it was exactly how I was feeling about the position. So here I played Agio. I mean, like, what do you do? I thought it was nice to set up the CH and leave all the floaters for my CH combination, as long as I don't overdraw, right? But I think the Sim's gonna like this play. Then Kevin played Privets, and I'm like, oh, right. But I drew the blank. So we're still in good position, or in good shape after hieratic. And then he played Tribe and blocked my ass. And oh, okay. Context is important. So, game 11, game 10, game 9 were after dinner. And so it was dark out, naturally. And the difference, let me try and show you what I'm talking about. It's probably gonna slow my stream down a little bit. It's okay. Hey, Hopeful Meta. I could have just looked this up on my phone, obviously. Oh. So hieratic doesn't take an S in the lexicon we were playing in. So it has a different definition. So I guess in the lexicon we're playing in NWL, it means pertaining to the scripts. Okay. All right, let's see if I can show you guys this. No, 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 no. What? Where is this? Where did this... I literally just downloaded this picture. Oh, it went to my desktop? Wow. Okay. Sorry, it's huge. So, I played in the exact same spot the whole time, which is one of the privileges of being the national champion. People just come and play you wherever you are because you're that important. So I was sitting here at this larger table, and as you can see behind me, well, you can't see directly behind me, but directly behind me there's a window, and behind me to my left diagonally there's a window. And so if you know anything about windows and light, you know that when it gets dark, windows are reflective, way more so than in the light. And so I'm trying to explain this before the ad break starts. But at around this point, after I played hieratic, I realized, looking behind me, I don't know why I decided to look behind me, I realized that if Kevin just looked into the window, he could see my tiles. The reflection is like perfectly aligned with being able to see all of my tiles on my rack. And I noticed this during his tribe turn, during the turn where he played tribe. And the problem is that I had this rack and was hoping to play Folderol, and he blocked it. And I was like, obviously he wasn't paying attention to that, but maybe he was. So that was a problem. IP disciple. No, you probably are in ad mode. But they would be backwards. True. Have to think about that. um. Oh, sorry. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I got you. You couldn't see the bingo of Folderol, which he blocked. It was very tragic. All right, during this ad break, why don't I make myself useful? Upload some games in the background. So I did up to round 5. Let's do 6. Um, all right, doing Michael Thalen. Those on YouTube aren't getting ads, but people on Twitch are. One minute, 17 seconds. Probably everyone's done with the ads by now, but maybe not. Okay, whatever. So yeah, there I was having to completely alter where all of the things were in front of me. So I put my score sheets to my left, even though I'm right-handed. I put my rack more to my right in a way that he couldn't directly see the reflection from the window behind me. And I was just like adjusting it, just making sure. And I was way less comfortable in that game than I was in the previous games. Ignorance is bliss. So yeah, for those that missed what I just said, yeah, it completely changed positions, changed, moved where my rack was, moved where my score sheets were, and it was very uncomfortable, and I felt very sad. So I played Flood, and he played what? Oh yeah, Mixer for 35, and my draw was not so good. So I considered playing Snell for 13. But I decided to exchange. Keep RS. No, I decided to exchange and keep DRS because there are a decent amount of vowels out and there are lots of vowels to play through. But it still might be better to keep just RS. But there are lots of N's unseen, so didn't want to keep an N. We'll take a look at that. And Kevin played Ooze. And he's up by 92 points. So I definitely need to make something happen here. I drew this rack. And I might have made a mistake here. I probably made a mistake here. I played Screw for 36. And that just opens a nice triple. But once he uses the triple, I should have some counterplay on the bottom right. But yeah, something like Dirks, I didn't really consider that this scores so many points, or like that I should play something here and keep the W. The K is better than the W, but the E is better than 3 consonants. I don't know. It could have been worth considering these plays. I just didn't consider them, so I'm not sure if my analysis was any good here. So play Screw and he drops the Q. Hey, what's up, Bunzo? So most of you would get to this position and you would play Doc for 41 points. Doc is a good play. But I would like to introduce you all to my magic trick of Rudox, which is an extremely low probability, probably the lowest probability word I played all tournament. And yeah, I'm so proud of myself for finding this and knowing it was a word. Incredible stuff. What is a Ruddock? It's a bird. But my pride was short-lived as Kevin played Dentils for 82, retaking a 90-point lead. And luckily for me, that left this S open so that I could play a Japans for 69. Nice. And I'm only down 20, but there's a lot of dangerous stuff unseen. Kevin took a really long time here and played Veiny for 27. And I drew extremely well. And he blocked treading double-double. But now I take a lead for the first time this game. And yeah, I play tearing. I'm going ahead by 31, so it's not a huge lead, and there are still some dangerous things out. Possibilities of bingos and big plays still lurking. But now I felt a little bit more comfortable. And then my next draw was even better. Kevin plays huge, and I quickly bingo again with barefoot for 82. And now the game is pretty much over because this leaves one in the bag. Perfect timing. Like, completely perfect timing. And so I was just waiting for him to make a losing play. There's really nothing he can do here. He played twinge. And I had anomaly. So just like backing up, I played for 70, 69, 78, and then 82. Completely brutal. Like, so brutal to face something like that in a game. And it could just happen to anybody. Like 300 points. 300 points in 4 moves. That's a lot of points. But felt very good. It also felt bad because I knew that Kevin was not having a good tournament. And here he has ELU, and I made what I thought was a really good endgame play. And upon reconsideration, I estimated, or I calculated, that this play of Amatol was a 1-point mistake. And Kevin had like no time here, but I ended up blocking all of his outplays. He had dual, loot, and Leku. And yeah, I just blocked all of them at once, and I thought I should do that if I could and leave myself with outplays. And I could play Nay and Yin for 12. However, he could play Veiled for 20, and that's scoring enough for it not to be worth it for me to block him from going out, I think. But he went overtime in this position, and he was just really just out of it. He played Leia, or Lee, and I went out with Nay to win the game 481 to 391. Because he went over by a minute. Notal. Yeah, that looks very good. Why didn't I consider Notal? I only considered what was the other thing I considered? Atom. It's the only other play I considered there. Yeah, Nodal is fantastic. Nodal leaves me with Yam and May, so that has to be the best endgame. Yeah, good find. I don't know why I didn't take the time to see that. I thought I'd seen it all. I thought I'd seen everything under the sun in that position. Clearly not. Natal? Sorry, yeah. Natal, keeping Yam. Yeah, that's the best one. That's why I was misunderstanding. That's why I thought you were keeping Yam. All right, so let's look at this analysis. Yeah, but like it's very important to get as much spread as you can in these tournaments. And it did end up actually really mattering. Spread ended up being extremely important in this tournament. So yeah, every point you can get is, unfortunately for your losing opponent, worth searching for. Hey, 5 crowd. Man, you come on late. So I'm just finishing off. This was round 11, the last game of day 1 of Swillens. I was playing Kevin Fraley, an extremely strong player, Collins champion, who also switches dictionaries from time to time. He told me in this tournament, at this rate, he's probably going to play Collins in the championships this summer, probably just echoing the fact that he was not having a good event and he didn't have good previous event either. Um, so yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I know you're PST, but it's still pretty late. Okay, so OI, I mean, it just looks horrible. I think Agio is fine. Hieratic is good. Flood. So yeah, if you're just joining Five Crowd, I do want to fill you in on the drama. Around this point in the game, I realized that given it was nighttime, Kevin could see very clearly what letters I had through the reflection of the window behind me. And it was right as I was like, I had lined up folderol through this E. Obviously, I don't think he saw my letters. Pretty sure he didn't see my letters, but he could have uh, by accident or on purpose, but most likely by accident. So I had to like move my rack, move everything around me just to make sure that that wasn't visible anymore. Um, okay, so let's look at Snell and exchanging. Oh, where's Snell go? Let's see how my exchange does. But yeah, the concept, the theory is that whenever you're considering exchanging consonants or whatever, keeping 2 or 3 consonants, the idea is that if there are vowels open to play through that are likely to stay open or that are going to stay open in some way, then it is okay and potentially correct to keep 3 consonants. All right, see ya, Rebecca. Whereas if there aren't vowels to play through, you should never keep 3 consonants, pretty much. Unfortunately, the vowels here are I, A, O, and there's no E, which is like the best vowel. So that could be the reason why it's still better to keep just RS. No, the N is not good here. I'm not even gonna sim it. There are too many unseen N's. I drew the first N's. And RN just like doesn't have great synergy. So although I might be bingoing potentially a little bit more with RNS, um, it's just not worth the damage that occurs when I don't draw into bingos and I draw like clinky stuff. D is also not a good constant to keep in a 3 constant leave. Yeah, unless there's like an E open, which is what I'm realizing here. Um, I kept the D because I can score with it. Um, if I don't get to bingo. But yeah, it's probably not worth it. And Snell is loved. Guitar string, right? Is it guitar string or is it guitar? Is that a word? Guitar string? Is it 2 words? Oh, thanks, Five Crab. No, just guitar fish. Okay. Oh, true. Yeah, you're right, actually. Sorry. So it's bets. Um, All right. Small mistake. And yeah, this is where I'm curious because I don't know how good those plays are because I just didn't evaluate them. How good the oozed plays are. But I sort of intuited that, like, after I realized that I had plays with oozed, that I had made a mistake because I'm just giving too many points back, even though I'm keeping the K, which is better than the W. I'm just giving way too many points back on the triple. And I never considered walks, just keeping a good leave. Wow. What a concept. Um yeah. The problem is I can't. Oh, never mind. There's no problem. Um, the W is legitimately really terrible here. Yeah. Yeah. I know. The W is really bad strategy. It's terrible. It's horrible. No, War Desks was the best suggestion by IPU Disciple. Um, yeah. Okay. Yeah, then Rudox. Japan's, I mean, has to be better than Japers. There's still too many N's out, and the E is good. What? Why is that here? Yup. Tearing, I mean, I can't imagine that I'm supposed to play through the C. There isn't a huge tile to kill me on the 15 row. Um, after tearing, so it's got to be worth the points. And then barefoot, obviously, like, sure, he can bingo after this, but he's like never winning he's never winning in the end game. Um, yeah. So bad. I need to just like actually solve endgames and take more time to do it. But yeah, he ended up going overtime. And there you go. Is Amatol an explosive hopeful meta? I don't know what it is. Japan strings, cool. So yeah, kind of an incredible sequence here. And a pretty brutal one at that for Kevin. Just not having a good tournament. Okay. So that's games 1 through 11. That was the first day, and I finished the first day 10 and 1. So I was obviously very happy with, even though my one loss was against a 1200 rated player. 1300. Try nitro toluene. Cool. I didn't actually know that's what it stood for. Probably knew at some point. And yeah, I'll do the rest of the game soon. Not tomorrow. Won't be live tomorrow, but Austin should be live tomorrow. Maybe Friday. We'll see. But I want to get through these games ASAP. I also need to do YouTube shit. So I need to weigh those two priorities. Okay, strategy. You be surprised at that. You be surprised. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out at this late night second stream of the day. Let's raid our friend Sarah. Doing some music. Good one, Chess Bunzo. If you're on YouTube, come to Twitch and you can join the raid. Otherwise, maybe I'll never see you again. Let's do the command that Sarah made, which I'm still not sure is what I want to do. But Sarah made this command for me. Looking to improve your game? Josh is offering one-on-one Scrabble lessons. Leave your email, availability, interest notes, and payment through Streamlabs. Josh will reach out to set up your virtual or in-person lesson. And the part that I don't know, like 60 Canadian dollars for half an hour seems like a lot to me. But that's probably because I'm poor and I'm underselling myself. But yeah. Look at that. Yeah, send some love to Sarah. If you like music. She plays a lot of it. And I'll see you guys soon.